Hi everyone, welcome to Truth Pups. Just giving some quick updates of what's happening behind the scenes. Roseanne Barr was giving an interview the other day, and she's been friends with Trump for over 30 years now, and she let it slip that the United States is under military occupation and the military is controlling things behind the scenes. But also in the UK, it came on the major news that Trump signed some executive orders dating back to 2017, 2018, laws that are pertaining to the elections and stolen elections that would happen in 2020. So these laws, they allowed the military to take over the United States silently. But Q the Stormrider has been saying this for a long time, that everything you're watching is just a show, but also Q said this, and it seems like there's a lot of military control that's happening that people don't know about. Anyways, going back to the news that was shown in the UK, there was a lady saying that Trump signed executive orders in 2018, and these executive orders gave power to the military. Yeah, they gave power to the military, to take over. But this all goes back, back to the United States corporation that was run by the British, the Majesty and the Queen that was running the United States. And that was all dissolved when Trump was in administration. So right now, there is no United States corporation and there is no United States president, only the fake Joe Biden president. So this is getting interesting because Trump is going to court and Trump can start to expose the U.S. election fraud with evidence inside the court systems. And Kash Patel knows this and he's smiling about it. And this is what's happening behind the scenes is Trump is going to start pulling some cards. And then also the sound of freedom is going worldwide. There's billionaires, billionaires that are united and they started pushing for this. So it's going to show in the UK, it's going to show over in Australia, it's going to show in different parts of the world. And it's going to keep on growing. So this is really important. And then also behind the scenes, there's a lot of operations taking place that's connected to human trafficking, the child sex trade, and all of this stuff. There's a lot of rescuing happening right now, and this will really pick up speed in the next couple of months because this is going to be the huge topic for the fall of 2023. And then this is what's going to break in the 2024. This is what's really going to break the world news is Epstein. This has to do with all the Hollywood stuff, the CIA stuff, and then all of these cases that's going to be exposed. And this all connects back to Trump, who signed these laws, to end child trafficking. And that's why Trump is going after the cartels. So there's a lot of stuff going on with that behind the scenes. Wow, Q the Stormrider is right. Last year, early in 2022, Joe Rogan said he would never have Trump on, and he said that back in 2020, 2021, that he never wanted Trump on a show. But Q the Stormrider had told everybody that this was all fake, and everything was being set up that in 2023 that Joe Rogan would start to make plans to have Trump on. And this is all confirmed now, as in one of Joe Rogan's podcasts, he said he wants to have Trump on now, and he wants to ask him a lot of questions about the deep state, about the FBI, why Comey was removed, and they're staging up for this. So this is going to be amazing, and this is going to red pill a lot of people, and they'll be shooting all over the world with Joe Rogan as the biggest podcaster in the world. So props to Q the Stormrider. I wonder how he knew all this stuff in advance. And then also, Jim Jordan officially referred Fauci to the Department of Justice with all the evidence and stuff that the public isn't aware about. But they know how the gain of function was created. And Q the Stormrider has been telling this for years, how it was created, So this is all coming up, and this will connect to the pandemic, and this will connect to the deep state, the CIA operations, Obama, crimes against humanity. Everything is leading up to this, and it's going to lead up to Epstein, the human trafficking, what's happening in Ukraine with the money laundering. And right now in Ukraine, now it's publicly known that Ukraine has underground facilities of where they're making babies, selling babies. And then Putin was also talking about organ trafficking, through Red Cross, that they're doing this over in Mariupol, that they're selling organs, human organs, and all of this stuff. But this is all connecting inside a huge, massive storm. So as Russia starts to kick out all the bad people out of Ukraine, and they're going out after the Nazi regime, and NATO's really scared because they're out of weapons, they're out of bullets, ammunition, and there's a lot of panic happening inside, and a lot of countries are going against NATO, especially on the inside of NATO. People are beginning to, they're beginning to fight against NATO. But this has been happening, and it's also growing right now. So these are just a couple of stories behind the scenes as Denzel Washington is now standing up for the sound of freedom. And he got upset with Hollywood that they've been censoring this film. But we're glad it's going worldwide. Wow, this is amazing stuff. We'll keep you guys updated with what Trump's plan is, what's happening. His arrest, it's actually to expose the 2020 elections. He's going to start introducing evidence. So this doesn't start picking up speed.
What he's being accused of, but what part do you think is to answer that the 2020 election is going to be litigated because of this? They've made a huge, huge mistake with this one, because even though we thought what was going to happen was they were going to go after him for treason or sedition, but they did criminally charge him, but they didn't go to that extreme. As a result, he has due process, so he can subpoena people and bring things in. Now, let me say something about this 2020 election, is that Biden is the legitimate president, but he's the legitimate president of what is now the bankrupt U.S. corporation. And that was a treaty in 1871. Well, on September 12, 2018, Trump created an executive order. Within that, he outlined in future elections any kind of foreign or domestic interference, specifically for the 2020 election. So we say, how did he know some of these things were going to happen? Election integrity on both sides of the aisle is tough. It's really tough. But what this has done is it's opened the door for Trump to present his case.